Hello and welcome to the Extreme Z Podcast, the only Dokkan podcast making your favorite talk show format relevant again. I'm your host, Epic Mewtwo, aka Dokkan Assets.
And I'm your co-host, Kayvon.
And we are back for episode 45, baby! We're creeping up on
finally on time, too.
Yeah, right? Yeah, whoa! We're back on schedule! Let's go, boys! Very excited about that. We should be pretty consistent when it comes to these uploads now. I think we're good. Yeah, I mean, we only have what?
Back in our stride.
Yeah, back in our stride. Exactly. We only had that big break because of life, I guess. But we back in it, boys. Speaking of which, let's get back into that news.
Segue 1000.
Thank you. We have kind of a lot to cover today, obviously, with everything happening with the worldwide campaign celebrations. Still can't get used to that name. It's so dumb. But regardless, though, let's go ahead and get started here, starting with our good old JP version. Of course, it was announced that there is going to be a brand new Infinite Dragon Ball History stage, which has been released.
Will be the same for Global, so I'll just speed through that if anything.
Gotcha. Yeah, because a lot of it is obviously the same because it's a dual celebration. There was a issue, apparently, where target item awakening longest old study item Kameji no Ishi fast. Apparently, the item, just apparently some of the item icons were not being displayed properly, essentially.
I want to know what that item is.
I don't know. You could Google Kameji no Shishi here. You know what I'll do? I'll paste this in the Discord so you could just Google it and see what comes up. There you go.
I'm scared.
Continuing, though, we did have an update for 4.11.2. The little notice for that went live. We also did have a little teaser / countdown campaign for the worldwide celebration, or what is it called on JP?
I think it's just a worldwide celebration deal, honestly.
The big boy world celebration. No, it's the simultaneous worldwide release campaign. That's what it's called. Yeah, basically, for the countdown campaign, we had, obviously the campaign, login bonus. We also had some tickets go live. We got a little bit of a taste. This was kind of interesting. We got a little bit of a taste of the banner early. I don't remember them ever putting the banner out when the countdown celebration was.
Yeah, nor did they ever get free tickets, I don't think.
Yeah, during the countdown celebrations. That was very cool to see that they did that. Obviously, that banner went live as well. Of course, there were some missions and stuff like that. We also had some Twitter campaigns and whatnot. All good stuff. Free stones from all of that. We had the Hercule and Majin Buu LR. Oh my gosh, what are these called? The name is escaping me. LR. Thank you. Yeah, wait, really? It was that easy?
Yeah, it was.
Bruh, brain stinky. But no, basically an LR campaign for Hercule and Boo, which was pretty cool. This was another one where, you got more rewards if you already had them done beforehand.
Yeah.
30 stones total if you did. I believe 20 if
you... 20 if you did it. And
yeah.
You lose on 3 Kais and 2 reverse medals.
Yeah. Kind of stinky. I know we talk about this every campaign, but it kind of stinks that they don't. Yeah, it used to be 50 stones for if you had them done before the campaign.
Rewards. Well, it was just 50 stones if you did them. It wasn't even. If you had them. Yeah.
Gotcha. And then I know they also gave you actually 10 Kais. Yeah. Kind of unfortunate in that regard, but
now they only give you 7, and you have to already have them to get the other, which is lame.
Yeah. The other Kais, yeah. It's alright, though.
It is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is, indeed. Moving on, we did have a brand new Infinite Dragon Ball History stage go live. Or, sorry. Well, yes, actually we did. So let me continue that first. I was looking at an image, and then I read the text below it, and I was like, that doesn't correlate. But no, we did have the Infinite Dragon Ball History stage go up. This was Babbidi's minions, so basically Buu Saga. Funny enough, this was kind of expected to happen a while ago. Like a Boost Saga related Infinite Trackable History with Gotenks, but then they gave us Youth, and we were like, huh. So it's good that they gave
before that, expected it during Super Saiyan 2 Angel March Vegeta.
Right.
And Goku Vegeta family.
Yeah. It is what it is, I suppose, but we have it now. So, I mean, technically, we don't even have Boost Saga. Again, it's Babidi's Minions, so it doesn't like...
It's probably going to be the second part, part 2, because we do have, like, there's no end date anymore because they removed that, apparently, but they're still we're going to see, like, the 3 days till it leaves, so we'll know in-game when we're getting an updated version.
Yeah. It was interesting that they removed the end date for that.
Yeah, very weird.
Yeah. Moving on, though, we did have a brand new explosive chain battle boss go live, that being the Super Buu, or as the gang calls it, Majin Buu, parentheses, evil. Interestingly enough, even though this is JP's third boss now, we had Godku, and then Broly, and now Buu. This is actually Global's first chain battle boss, which...
Yeah, and it was not the best one they could have done, but that's... whole different podcast topic.
Yeah,
maybe
just because of the fact that the category that was, like good for
two categories.
Yeah, 2 categories that were good for it don't exist on Global yet.
Now one of them does, but now so it matters.
Yeah.
Just a little mad about that.
Yeah.
Just a little.
I can't blame you. Every Dokkan event live, they use the updated graphic. God bless. It looks great. They also, I don't remember this EZA graphic unless I'm just not remembering it, but
it might be an older one, honestly.
Interesting. Every EZA is live, though, as well, which is pretty cool. We also have a Baba Shop boost. Basically, it's, extra for exchange right now. And glorious. Thank God. 4 times XP. Let's go,
so
Bandai. Let's go. Always good to see that. They always be clowning on us by giving us that hot 3 times XP when clearly 4 is the wave. It's better for newer players, better for older players. Frankly, they could probably go to 5 eventually, but hey.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
We take those gamers. Moving on, though, that was the Countdown campaign. We also did have, this was pretty interesting, we had an S&S campaign during the Countdown for a stone, it was a stone a day, you got up to 15. And then they actually did have an S&S campaign later that we'll cover too, where it got updated. You did get tickets and stones during the entire Countdown, so that was pretty cool. Again, there were some missions to be able to get some of those as well as the Twitter campaign like we mentioned. So this was something else that was interesting. We also had the introduction of a brand new item called the Memorial Stone. Basically, this is the equivalent of the previous year's tickets. Dokkan has always done a thing during their big download celebrations where for however many sets of 50 stones that you've spent, you get 1 ticket per 50. And then you can use them on a ticket banner with a hot loaded Dokkan Fest units, which is also, well, A, it's super cool, but B, was also kind of a little bit shaky this year because it was like, well, hold on a second, bro. We got a ticket banner. How's this going to work? So instead of getting just tickets, we got these quote unquote memorial stones. These, I believe, were also teased in V-Jump, I think, too.
I believe.
Yeah. Essentially what happened with these is these took the place of those tickets, and they allowed you to either buy 1 ticket per memorial stone for the celebration ticket banner that we have, been talking about for a little bit in this podcast now, or you could exchange 150 memorial stones for a unit in the shop, which was kind of a controversial topic for a while. We don't really need to make a whole podcast episode on this. So to give you our thoughts, yes, 150 is a lot for 1 unit, considering some people didn't even get 150 of the memorial stones.
Funny enough.
Wait, what?
Which I was going to say I was included in the people who can't get any unit, and I spend here and there on Dokkan even then.
I got
so I was surprised.
Yeah, I got 77 on Global as well, so even the Global account didn't get enough.
But
Regardless, though, it was 150 of these memorial stones to pick up one of the boys from the banner. Even though it is a lot to, get one unit compared to the chance of, even if you got like literally exactly 149 memorial stones, I really just feel like it would be more worth it for you to just buy all tickets and then just summon.
No,
because at least in my opinion, the chance of getting a bunch of these units, over getting just one is a lot better in my opinion anyway. Regardless though, yeah. Our general consensus though is that even though we do think 150 for one is a lot, there's no reason to complain because they could have just not.
Free option.
Yes, it's free. They could have just not given this option at all because remember in the past with tickets, it was literally just you summon and then, you could just get literally everything you have. At least they're even giving you an option to be able to pick up a character that you want specifically. And not just that too. If this option wasn't, even a thing, people wouldn't have complained about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it just wouldn't have existed, and then people would have just, it would have just been tickets, and people would have just summoned on the ticket banner. It's literally free tickets and characters. It's no detriment to you. It's not like you, are like doing anything extra or like shelling anything out extra to get these. So regardless, though, I think it was super cool that they gave the option. In terms of feedback, they could definitely be less in the upcoming in the upcoming years. Maybe they make them, always room for improvement. They could make them like 100 or maybe like 77 for the funny meme. I don't know.
I think what they really definitely needed to do was make it so that not all of them costed 150.
Yeah.
Because Nana and STR Easy a Broly costing both the same price is dumb.
Yeah.
Like, make it like, at the very least, they could have made it like Easy Ace or old Dokkan Fests.
You're cutting out a little bit.
Am I here? Give me 1 second. Then.
But yeah, I agree with you though. You definitely could have had it so that the newer units were
it costed more and the older ones costed less.
Yeah. Unfortunate that was not the case, but it is what it is. We take the free dubs. Yeah.
Hopefully free tickets at the end of the day.
Exactly, bro. Thank you. See, I'm glad you're vibing here.
But of course.
We did have also another event go up / get updated / temporarily updated. The Hercule Zenny daily stage was updated for this celebration. And every time you run the stage, you are guaranteed to get platinum Hercule statues, which is huge, especially for someone
very nice. And you get 3.5 million Zenny just from beating the stage.
Yes.
Very nice.
Lots of good stuff here. Obviously, World Tournament is still a boosted category on this. So you can get some extra goodies if you run the World Tournament category. So that was very cool to see. The Chain Battle also had some interested boosted characters. It was your Ultimate Gohans, your
Hercule.
Fat Boos. Yeah, your Hercules. It was interesting that like Super Boo wasn't boosted, but Mr. Boo was.
I think it was mainly because it was like Super Boo kind of fighting like Evil Boo, basically. So I guess I don't know.
Interesting. And then obviously Ultimate Gohan fights him, and I guess technically Hercule too. And I'm here too.
Yeah, that's basically Hercule training the entire Boo saga.
True. Anyhow, the EZA, the EZAs for Kale and Caulifla came back, and the EZAs for Topo and Dispo.
Yeah, and those are permanent now on JP actually.
Interesting. How come?
They're always well, because basically how they started doing it is that any EZAs that are a general pool unit, it's just always active.
Oh, because you could technically pull them at any time.
Exactly.
Gotcha. That's pretty cool.
Very nice, honestly.
I like to hear that. Then we had the announcement for the broadcast. Basically, this was the JP live stream. This happened, what would have been 2 days ago now since the uploading of this podcast episode. We did watch that live, by the way, if you want to go check it out. It'll be linked in the description at the end of the video or in the title card, whichever one I remember to do. Or you could just scroll back a little bit on the channel. It was a great time, though, watching it. And we'll talk about that a little bit more later when it actually gets announced in the news that it happened.
Yeah.
we also had the countdown continue. Basically, every single day, the countdown, they had a little new piece of art come. Also interesting, DBZ Space is missing 4 and 3 for the countdown.
Really?
Interesting.
Weird.
Yeah. Regardless, though, we did have a new Boss Rush stage go live, which was pretty cool. Boss Rush stage 11 on JP. Very exciting to see. 35 stones from that, which was pretty sick, honestly. We had the what was this event called? No, this was a different one. Basically, we had a new event go live with a brand new base form Goku and dehydrated Hercule.
he needs the water.
He does. These guys are free-to-play cards, and we will actually talk about their awakenings a little bit later when we get to the whole video.
Oh, yeah, we do have to talk about the live stream, too.
Yes, I forgot about it. We do. But yeah, so that event went live. It was a little 4-stage story event, which was pretty nice. You could get these guys. They're pretty good.
And it is going to get extended for their TURs.
Yeah.
So we're going to get a new stage or something.
TUR, bro. We'll talk about that in a second. Ooh, login bonus, of course. We also had the Escape from Boo's Innards campaign.
Oh boy, my favorite.
Yikes. Basically, it was essentially the introduction of the cooperative missions. This is something that got leaked a little while ago. Basically, they've done some co-op missions in the past, but they're more so like if both Global and JP use a bunch of stamina, you get reward. And it wasn't really something that you like saw in game. It was more so something that you saw in the news. But now they actually have a separate tab on the missions tab for the co-op missions, which is actually pretty cool. So you can see the progress between your own contribution towards the co-op missions. You can see, the worldwide progress. You can see what missions are still left to do. So super nice addition. And when we end up completing that, we are going to get the brand new wallpaper, that being the Super Vegito, Ultimate Gohan, and Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks wallpaper. The stars of the Buu Saga, as it were. Very, very cool stuff.
Very nice.
Global is going to be getting that as well. On the note of the wallpaper, because it hasn't been actually announced in the news, I figured we might as well just throw it out there. There was also another wallpaper that was data mined in the JP files. It was based on this old Dragon Ball illustration where Buu is holding everybody up on this big Dragon Ball logo. That was only on the Japanese version, at least for now, and it was not on Global's data download, which kind of unfortunate.
Hopefully it gets added.
Yeah,
hopefully.
We'll see.
Because we have no news of how to get it on JPA right now either.
Right. Literally, like, they haven't even said anything. So, hey, it is what it is. But we'll see what happens with that. Regardless, though, I am definitely excited for that Super Vegito wallpaper. We did have the first mission of the whole Earth.
Thank you, Kibito guy.
Yeah, basically it was just more missions. You could also get stickers for it, which was pretty cool. Good stuff there. We also did have the new full stamina gluttonous Satan. Satan. Oh boy. Gluttonous. Yeah, bro.
Mr. Hercule must be hungry.
I know. I was just gonna say. Well, I mean, hungry for money. Yeah.
I mean,
got him. Regardless, though,
or is he just rich?
Yeah, I think he's just rich. This event basically allowed you to A, get some training items upon every run through, and B, get the brand new aged meat L item, aka the large meat. This is a stamina refreshing item that refreshes your stamina to 100, bro. Gives you 100 stamina points back.
Very nice.
Crazy stuff there. And it's very nice. This is currently a daily event at the moment, and you get different rewards depending on what path you take. I believe it's Gohan, Goten, and Goku. We'd personally recommend.
I think so.
Yeah, we'd personally recommend Goku because you get turtle shells from that.
Yeah,
very nice. The little story event went live, which was pretty cool. There was a little bit of a boost for some Majin Buu Saga characters there as well. Again, you could get the boys, the Let It Rip Goku, and the no water having Hercule. The new boss rush stage, by the way, the bosses for that one are Merge Zamasu, Namek Goku, Go Bros, Dokkan Fest Piccolo, and AGL or Ultimate Gohan. AGL Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, rather. Come on, Bandai. I need you guys to make another one where you fight what would it be? 10 enemies.
They could definitely. I wouldn't say maybe if anything they should test it with like at least 7 to 8. See how it is. Because
we had one with 14 in the past.
Okay, you're right, but those are like the old Dokkan events.
Yeah, but they were still power scaled to their time, though.
I guess fair.
It's not like we had all these busted units.
More stones, though, if they did do that.
Oh, definitely. They need to give out like 50.
Yeah, 50 to 60, if anything.
Yeah, 100%. Moving on, though, we did obviously have the SNS campaign continue. Then we had the notice of a new stage edition. Basically, we had the promo images for the Vegito and the Buhan go live. Yeah, we also had a purple stone and a blue stone added. With the memorial stones, by the way. The pool of units is literally just every unit on the banner. Very good units on this banner, I will say. This banner did change going from global to JP.
The only addition was Trunks and Zamasu, and there was nothing removed.
Interesting. Thankfully. So that means you actually have less of a chance to pull them then. Or pull a unit on JP that you're looking for.
Technically, yes, you're right.
Huh, interesting. With the redstones, by the way, the redstone was the usual pool of units.
With Kale and Khalifa,
yes,
they got added.
They did get
added as well. On global too, even though they can't DZA yet. But okay.
I mean, why not? That's not really that big of a deal, you know.
It's not, but it's kind of like a jab since we should have technically gotten it with Gefla, but
yeah, whatever reason
didn't. I don't understand why to this day.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't get it.
I would like to see some more powerful Dokkan Fest added to this eventually, because at this point, at least, I don't know, maybe this is just my whale side talking, but a lot of these guys are kind of like, I don't want to say, well, I mean, they're old and they're still really good, but I feel like a lot of people have them unless you're newer.
Yeah, I feel like they could, well, the only issue is that stuff like STR Cell, the likes of those, are already on the blue stone.
True.
So it's either you start giving a free blue stone, which I don't know if they'll really do, or just get rid of the blue stone and make like half red, half blue.
Maybe. I mean, they could just merge a couple of the characters and make it a little better. Because like STR Cell, I feel like there's no reason he should be on the blue stone. That's definitely a redstone unit. I don't know. Maybe that's just my opinion, but.
I mean, if he was redstone unit, I'd definitely get him because I still don't have him.
Really? Dang, interesting.
Yeah, I know, right? The most random units aren't in my box for whatever reason.
Yeah, that is interesting. They did the whole purple stone meme, by the way, like they did with last time, basically in the shop. When you buy 100 dragon stones, you can also get a purple stone with it. And depending on how many purple stones you use in the shop, you can get different units with it. So if you use one purple stone, you could get Fizz VB, one of the 120 liters. If you use the... Wait, HL Rose isn't there. Oh, he is there. Okay, I'm just tripping.
Yeah, yes.
If you use 2 stones, you could get some different category leads. Ultimate Gohan, Jiren, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, Full Power 4 Blue Evo, Turles, Fizz SV, Omega, Angel Gold and Frieza. I almost called them something else. And UI Goku as well. They each come...
side unit.
Yeah, they all come with something that's like semi-related to them, which is pretty cool. And then they did the whole thing with the LRs, and they actually did add LRs to this, which is pretty cool. I didn't even notice that. I might actually pick that up. Yo. I thought it was still just the 90%. Basically, you have the 90% LRs on here, and then they also added the 100% LRs to this list as well, which is super cool because those weren't on there before. And with each of those LRs, you do get 2 additional units. Most of these units actually being pretty good nowadays. Funny enough, literally one of them... technically being an anniversary unit. When you pick up a LR Bardock, you get STR Bardock.
True.
Interesting. But yeah, very good stuff there. Actually, I don't know, man. I might pick up a Bojack or a Mighty Mask for the one time. That's pretty good, bro. Anyway,
keep in mind, 3 purple stones is like $120.
Yeah, it's quite a bit though. To be fair though, you do still get the stones with it, so.
True, you do. You're right.
Moving on, we did have the campaign officially go live for the worldwide celebration. Obviously, there is the introduction movie going on right now. Login bonus, mission, escape from Boo's innards, like we talked about before. Of course, the dual Dokkan Fest with the LR Super Vegito and LR Buhan. Of course, both of their Dokkan Fest events got updated. The ticket banner went live. Also, a stone version of that ticket banner went live as well. I don't really recommend summoning on it, to be 100% honest
definitely
with you.
Not.
Also, something interesting with that banner. I tweeted about this, but I don't know if many people saw it. They have the button for you to go to the red coin shop, because you know how like on every banner you can just go directly to the specific coin shop that's tied to that banner. They have the button for the red coin shop on the stone version of the ticket banner, but when you click on it, it just leads nowhere. It just says shop is not available at the moment, which is odd.
Probably the only reason why it's like that is because it's to show that you still get red coins, but that because all those units are basically just memorial stone units instead of red stone units,
Right?
So it doesn't have anywhere.
Or wait, red coin units.
Well, wait. Oh yeah. My bad. Red coin. I said red stone. You're right.
You're good.
I was like, wait. Then I realized.
Nani. But yeah, no. So kind of interesting there, though. Obviously, it is to show. I do wonder if they'll give like one stone of compensation for that, though, because I feel like that could be confusing for some people.
No, I can hear that.
Regardless, though, not really the best banner to summon on, because obviously you don't know if you're necessarily going to get what you want. For newer players, it might be aight, but honestly, I'd still just recommend going on the Dual Dokkan Fest. Regardless, though, Memorial Stones have all been given out by this point. If you haven't gotten yours yet, somehow contact Bandai support. Red Stone given out, Purple Stone now in the shop along with the Stone sales. Globals are way better, by the way. We also had the Goku and Hercule event obviously go up, the Gluttonous Saiyan event, Boss Rush, the SNS campaign, and we did have some extra stuff announced as well. Orb events are going to be here during the weekend, which is cool as well.
Remember, Chasey has the extra boss guaranteed at the end. You can't miss it.
Oh, I should probably do that, actually, now that you say that. I kind of forgot about that. I haven't done an orb event in a while because we've just been given so many. This was also super cool. So they are bringing back a really old event, the Launch Treasure Hunt event. When was the last time this event? I don't even remember playing this.
Probably maybe 250 mil, if anything. 300, maybe, I don't know.
Interesting.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, it's been a bit.
A long time coming.
Basically, from this event, you'll be able to get a total of 100 Dragon Stones, which is quite a bit free. You're going to be able to do this from Monday. This is a pretty long range of time, by the way. So let me just read this out for you. August 31st, which is a Monday, through September, October 5th, you'll be able to do this event too. You can challenge it once a week, renewal time every Monday. And every time it renews, you can get 20 stones from this event. So as you play it through every week, you'll get another 20 stones cumulative to 100. Sick.
Very nice.
Very, very cool stuff. We also have the Elder Kai banner refreshing as well. We did get a special celebration battlefield, that being a Majin Buu Saga battlefield, which will be pretty cool to play through that. That will be going live the 31st as well. Obviously, the step campaign for the Twitter and Facebook stuff and everything else we talked about from the countdown is also here as well. Very, very good stuff to grind up and to run through at the moment. There's quite a bit to do, actually, which is pretty nice. I do hope, though, that they do a little bit more story event stuff, because I will say I think that's the only thing that's lacking at the moment. But funny enough that I actually say that, because we did have the live stream go live for Global and JP. JP had an actual live stream while Global had a brand new Dokkan Now that went up as a premiere on YouTube. Those are pretty much
Dokkan begins now.
Yeah, the real Dokkan begins now. Those are pretty much the same, But something very interesting that happened in the differences between the two was it? Well, hey, we had Mike on the Dokkan Now. Check out that video to find out more.
Me, Mike.
And on the global version of things, they actually announced that there is going to be an awakening for the Goku and Hercule that are currently available from the story event. They are going to be getting an extension on their story event where you'll be able to get medals for them, and they're actually going to Dokkan Awaken into a Super Saiyan 3 Goku and a Hercule and exchange Majin Buu good respectively. And it was also data mined. I guess it was more so leaked by Dokkan or that. You told me this. Remind me the exact wording.
So apparently Dokkan says the Goku will be able to revert back to base form when he's below 80% HP, and if a Hercule is on rotation, he'll have a partnered super attack into the Super Spirit Bomb.
I'm excited to see that.
That's going to be very fun, yeah.
We did talk about on the last podcast just a little bit about these partner super attacks, I think. Regardless, though, this has been something that's been leaked to be coming to the game for a little while. There was some stuff in the files about it, but it wasn't complete. I remember Carrie, the creator of Blade 5, and I think even Hydros tweeted about it. And they showed a little bit of like what they found, but it really wasn't enough to have anything concrete, unfortunately. But this seems like it'll be the first introduction of an exchange super attack, a partner super attack, which will be something that'll be like honestly revolutionary for this game. They could do so much with the partner super attack. It kind of sounds like to me the equivalent of Bushigiri Match's fusion mechanic.
True.
Where they released like a Goku and Vegeta that fused into Gogeta, but you only needed one of them, and then you needed another Goku or Vegeta respectively in play for them to be able to fuse. Because legally, when it comes to gacha games, I think we've talked about this before.
Yeah, we have.
You can't have a specific Goku and a specific Vegeta that you need both of them to then make a Gogeta card, because that's technically illegal, because then it's like you need two to obtain the one thing, right? It's just Japanese gacha laws. But they can get around that through a loophole by you have that specific Goku or Vegeta, but you just need any other Goku or Vegeta on rotation to be able to make that happen. So it seems like
they alleviate it by having a free unit be they have a free unit.
Yeah.
So you don't have to summon for the other one usually.
Yeah, in Bucci they did. Rest in peace, by the way. But it does seem like that's how they're going to handle the partner super mechanic in Dokkan. And that'll be really cool to see if they come out with some dual Dokkan Fest units that have some kind of partner super attack mechanic. I'm honestly kind of surprised that if that's the big thing that they're going with for this celebration, that they're not going to introduce it in a more big way by like doing something with the dual Dokkan Fest.
It'll probably be the Part 2 LR that has it, because remember last year we had the exchange mechanic for the free cards, and then the LR Android Trio exchanged into 16. So it might be a hint to what the Part 2 LR does.
Literally took the words out of my mouth. I was just going to say maybe the Part 2 LR will do that.
There you go.
We'll see.
We're on the same wavelength.
Yeah, of course, bro. We'll see what that is, by the way. We literally have no idea at the moment.
Yeah. It's going to be something out of left field, I guarantee it.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I don't think anyone really expected the androids last year. I mean, maybe, but...
I mean, everybody wanted Bye Guys Goku, but you know how that happened.
All right, so global time. After you finish talking about global, though, I do want to talk about some stuff that's been added into the global files real quick, just so people can have a little bit of a sneak peek. So
I got you, funny asset man.
Thank you, bro.
All right, so for global, the Majin Buu story event where you get the premium chocolates to get a Gohan, Goten, and Goku came to global way ahead of schedule, because this was supposed to come with Gotenks and Buu, but okay. The new Infinite Dragon Ball History came along with it, which was the Babadi's minions like on JP. Global finally got its update to version 4.11.1, which brought in link skills. Oh boy, the endless grind.
Let's go.
But very great addition to the game. Like everything just got better. Nothing really got worse besides losing the middle key thing, but we're living. We're living. And then Chain Battle got teased also, giving more skill orbs in that, and we later got it with the Boo one, like Theo mentioned on JP. Yeah, the maintenance got extended, what was it, for like 12 extra hours?
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was crazy.
And so we all got 12 stones for that. Very nice.
Let's go.
And they everybody got their streak reset, so everybody got to keep their login streak.
That was nice.
They also got rewards from the logins they might have missed, and people who didn't just basically got extra logins, which was very nice.
Yeah, very good.
And then we got the worldwide celebration countdown campaign. Pretty much like Theo said, everything that was on JP is here. Chain Battle, SBR open every day, all Dokkan events available, all easy A's, all that stuff, 4 times EXP, all the good stuff. Same thing with the login bonus, exactly the same. This is just this does link to Facebook tweet.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I know they both had
yeah,
campaigns going on for Facebook and for Twitter too.
Yeah. Okay, so the new MC Dragon Ball history went live a few days later. Same with the return of A Turbulent Start, World Tournament Reborn, and the new Majin Buu event. Hercule's Legendary campaign went live, along well, I forgot about this. Fizz support Gohan and Fizz support Buu got their TURs. Very nice. Hercule's World Tournament went live with its temporary revamp. I would love if that was permanent, honestly. But
yeah, me too.
We'll have to see. Chain Battle went live versus Super Buu, and Global got the arguably much harder version because of no Majin Power or Savior category, but very, very fun. Yeah. The Buu Story event went live. Super Battle Road went live. There's still no ESBR, which is sad, but oh well. The Fifth Summon went live. Dokkan Now was announced. And oh yeah, here this is what happened. Oh, so Global actually got the same issue on JP that JP had. Mm-hmm. The Metal Grand Elder Guru Turtle Rock AGL. Those 2 items did not download properly.
Interesting.
If somebody downloaded the game new. So that's why they fixed it. That makes a lot more sense.
Wonder how that happened.
No clue. Then we got the end of the Buu Saga story event that JP also got with the funny Beyblade Goku and the thirsty Hercule.
Let it rip, Gohan!
We got the new stage of Boss Rush and the returning campaign like on JP, which we knocked out of the park amazingly.
Big pop.
We got that done in like 3 days.
Yeah. I mean, what do you expect?
Yeah. So there was there was an issue with the AGL level 5 skill orb that had evasion. It was the image for a type attack boost instead of evasion. I don't know how somebody messed that up, but it's weird. Everybody got a stone for that.
Thank you, Dokkan. Very cool.
And then we got the login bonus for the unprecedented worldwide celebration login bonus. Definitely didn't see it coming, right?
How unprecedented are we talking about?
Apparently very. We got basically everything that Theo just said. The premiere movie, login bonus, special missions, the Buu event that I will not utter the name of because I hate it.
Inside Buu's innards.
Stop. The Dual Dokkan Fest, the ticket banners, everything's essentially the same here. Basically all the same. They're the same.
Nice. And
besides that, the Dokkan events got teased for the Buu event and the Vegito event. The text for the Buu stage is beautiful.
What is it?
Don't worry, the pain will be but momentary. Death will follow.
Dang.
Buuhan spitting.
Man's going in, bro.
We also got the Full of Stamina Saiyan Gluttons event for our old pal Aged Meat.
Yay, Aged Meat L.
Yeah, my favorite Aged Meat. We got the rewards for Chain Battle. The new Ultimate Clash got teased. Dokkan Now got released, which we learned about the TURs of Hercule and Goku, like I said. And Elder Kai banner went live. All right, this is cool. A worldwide campaign, retweet and share campaign, which is giving us stones, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have to actually check on Facebook, but yeah. And this was a big thing. I don't think you mentioned this on JP, Thea. Regarding the adjustments to certain characters' categories.
Oh, I didn't mention that, no.
The third-year fusions have been added to Pure Saiyans.
Let's go, boys! Let's go!
Honestly.
Yeah, very
now,
good.
I will say, don't expect the standalone fusions to get added to Pure Saiyans. That's probably not going to happen. But yeah, it's because it was always weird. They were on joint forces, but then it was either they should be on Pure Saiyans and joint forces, or just not be on either. At least in my mind.
Mm-hmm. In my mind, yep.
I'm glad we got the latter. So Pure Saiyan's got a very nice buff now.
Very good stuff.
And that is the basics of all the global news. Because, like I said, same as JP. I was just parodying what Thea said.
Bro, I love the parody. But no, it literally is basically the same stuff on both versions. It's always cool when they do these dual celebrations.
I love dual celebrations, man. They're so good.
Yeah, it's nice because it's like, I don't know, as much as, you know, like, especially with me and you, obviously we talk all the time and play Dokkan all the time. It's like, you know, we're still like vibing with whatever each other's doing on whatever version. But it's always so nice when like you can literally just kind of do the same thing no matter what version you're playing.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Yeah, it's very good stuff. Now, I do want to talk about, asset real quick. So we basically covered everything that would cover the assets, but I do want to give you a little bit of a, I mean, it's not really too much of a surprise, I suppose. Also, we kind of forgot to mention that the app icon on both versions changed. Whoopsie.
Whoopsie. Yeah, it's the yellow Vegito, untransformed art.
Yeah.
There you go.
So it was very interesting. Global. Yes, during the on the 20th, Global got a huge data download with a ton of data. They got the data for the LR Blue Boys. They got the data for the Exchange Boo and the Transforming Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. Interestingly enough, the Chain Battle Godku is in there, kind of implying that Global should get that. Rosie and Cocoon's EZAs were in there. Obviously Krillin that came with them. A bunch of the different units that EZA with their EZA area that you need for the LR Goku EZA were also added. Usually whenever they get a sticker, that means that, you know, update. Which is very interesting. Ader, AGL Vegito. It's interesting. Sometimes they re-add some older cards. Like they added Tech Trunks again, his awakening. Kind of interesting. But all of that sort of stuff. Oh, yeah. They added STR Rosé's art again for some reason.
Yeah, I got no idea.
Yeah, no clue. But basically, all of those units were added. As well, that kind of implies that, well, obviously these guys are coming up regardless, but it kind of implies that they're already prepping for these guys to, you know, join the roster.
Plus, some of them were used in the story events, so that might also be why.
Yes, there's also that too. Deborah and Bobbity were also added as well. The Battlefield. The Battlefield exchange
that
one.
Might imply, actually, depending on if we get a data download, that might imply Global's getting them early.
Maybe.
Think about it. We're getting a Boo Saga themed Battlefield.
Oh, yeah, and they added to Global early. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
They're ripping everything from Gotenks and Boo Celebration. I feel so bad.
Yeah, I wonder what they're going to do for that.
They have to change something with that because that's going to be very empty at this point.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see.
But yeah.
Besides that, though, something else that was kind of interesting. I figure I should just mention it just because I thought it was interesting personally. I think there was a little bit of an error on Global with the files because it looks like the Kefla's Super Saiyan 2 transformation assets were added again along with the Japanese active skill assets. It was almost like they downloaded the Japanese version of the animation because in Global's files there's always a EN folder that signifies that that's where the English files are. And that wasn't in Kefla's original, the EN folder, the English folder was in Kefla's original data download. But the Japanese one wasn't in the data download for the Global, you know, data download for Kefla. But then they added it in a later one. I don't understand. Yeah, no clue on that one. I'm kind of as stumped as you are. Obviously they added all the chain battle stuff, and they also, interestingly enough, added a bunch of the upcoming categories, but didn't translate them. A lot of the time what they like to do is they'll add some of the upcoming events untranslated into Global's files, and obviously you can't view them, but it's just so that they're a placeholder, so they can literally just smack the English version over the Japanese version.
Take some work.
Yeah. So cool stuff there. Always good to see. It's so cool to me to be able to kind of see the back end of things. To be able to be like, oh, Global's getting this next, or kind of see how the game works in general. Interestingly enough, along with the OSTs for all those boys, Jiren's OST was actually added, even though his files aren't in the game yet. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Besides that, though, the only other thing was, we mentioned about the Dragon Ball illustration wallpaper already. Hopefully Global does end up getting that.
Yeah, I would like that. Please.
Yeah. And in Global's most recent data download, which would have been 1 or 2 days ago now when this video is going up, I think technically 2. Obviously, besides all of the, Super Vegito and Buhan stuff for this current celebration, they did also add some more cards. I don't think all of... Boo's cards were in there before. They added Gohan as well. And they did add Babidi and Deborah's actual card. So, looks like those guys are definitely on the horizon because all of their data is now in there. Ultimate Gohan's essay was added in here. Obviously, we got all the sprites and whatnot. So, also interesting, too, all of these story assets were literally the exact same this time for Global and JP, which, never happens. So,
we should say that it was cool that the story assets in the new event were updated when they released the fusions.
Yes. So in that Hercule and Goku story event, they used some older assets. I gotta watch a video of that because I didn't get to play through it before they updated it. But basically they used older assets for that as to not spoil anything, even though they spoiled everything before the live stream. Regardless, though, that was really cool. Yeah, because then when the fusions released, they updated that story event and used the new assets from the fusions and stuff like that. So that was super cool to see. Yeah, they unfortunately did spoil the live stream by having the data download happen a couple hours before it happened instead of just doing it during the live stream. I don't understand why. Just wait.
Man. I don't know, man.
Man meme. But anyway. That is going to do it for the news for this section of the video. Since we did talk a little bit about the live streams this time around, we kind of wanted to have a little bit of a discussion about Akatsuki's communication with the player base. This is sort of over the history of Dokkan a little bit, and also recently with these 2 new live streams / Dokkan Nows. So, we'll talk about that in a second.
We'll communicate with you after this ad.
And we are back.
The real podcast starts now. After this ad, got him. I got nothing, man. I tried.
Oh, that was good. I like that one. No one can stop us talking now.
Final now attack.
Bro, and it's even called the Dokkan Now. That's crazy.
Oh boy.
It's like they know. Well,
speaking of Dokkan Now.
I was just going to say that. Wow, what a guy that came on, Sparker. We're going to be talking about not just the live streams today, but in general, Akatsuki's communication with the Dokkan player base. This has been a topic that I don't think we've really discussed it before, but it's definitely something that has kind of been on our radar without really even thinking about it for a while.
No, I agree with that.
It's quite interesting because for a game as big as Dokkan, and especially as big as Dokkan's pockets are, their communication with the player base hasn't always been the best.
Definitely hasn't been till quite recently.
That's right. I guess we should give a little bit of a history. I mean, I suppose there's not much to tell because that's sort of the issue, is that there's not really that much communication.
You are correct.
I mean, I suppose when it comes down to it, in the beginning of the game's life cycle, even really up until, I don't know, maybe like...
I don't know, maybe third or fourth year?
Yeah, maybe third year. Dokkan hasn't really, had much communication with their player base in terms of feedback and, like really a good way to present news. I don't mean that like the Twitter account is bad, because all they've done up until then really was just kind of use the obviously the news section of the app, the whole read the news meme, and then of course they would have the Twitter reveals for the units, but it kind of actually created an interesting dynamic, which could really be a podcast episode in and of itself, excuse me, to be honest. But it kind of created a dynamic where we sort of relied on data miners to give us information.
No, you are correct, yeah.
Because Akatsuki was just like, wait, we have a player base?
We have a game?
We have a game, bro? But no, we basically relied solely on them for information. Funny enough, even though I wouldn't really consider it as communication, I do think it's a step in the right direction, even though I guess you could still consider it marketing. The first time I ever remember seeing like a celebration-centric commercial, because Dokkan has always had some commercials and stuff like that. That could actually be a fun podcast episode, watching Dokkan commercials. Remember that one with the old lady that I tweeted?
Yeah, I do.
Where she gets the key blast. She's like, ah! That's a great commercial. You know what? I'm going to go retweet that after this episode. Regardless, though, the first, funny that the first commercial like that I remember is the now Goku and Frieza can transform multiple times during battle. 250 mil. Yeah, 250 mil commercial. And I only bring that up because I know you probably would think, well, that's not really communication, that's more so marketing, which yes, but at the same time it's also a little bit more of a in your face kind of, hey, this is a new thing that's coming to the game, right? So keep an eye out. And it's another way of communicating with the player base besides their basically just Twitter and Facebook avenues. I mean, speaking of the Twitter, Global's Twitter wasn't even active until what celebration?
Global didn't even have a Twitter until they actually made one.
Actually, Global Dokkan had an official Twitter account for a really long time. It was just never actually in use until I think 2019 was when they first started tweeting. Yeah, they joined in April 2017.
Wow.
Yeah, and
they used to only use Facebook. Now they finally realized, no, why not both?
Yeah, exactly. For and I mean, I personally, and maybe this is also just bias, but I mean, I feel like Twitter is more hip with the kids.
Yeah, no, you're right.
To be fair, though, I do think some of the communities and niches of Dokkan definitely do use Twitter. Or Twitter. Well, I mean, duh. They use what do you call it? They use Facebook. And like certain like, niches and communities and whatnot. It's kind of interesting to see, to be honest, but I do feel like a lot of us, Zoomers, are most of the time on Twitter. And I honestly think that it's just like an easier way to get like information like that, because with Facebook, I don't know. I mean, I suppose it's kind of similar, but it's like, Facebook, I feel like maybe this is just me, but you have to log in and then look through it and then like see if it's on your wall. And I guess you could have notifications, but like Twitter is like the tweet goes out, you get the notification, bam, you have the information.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of interesting in that regard to see the differences. I do kind of wonder why they finally took the jump to make the global Twitter. Maybe they just realized that it's literally free promotion. I don't know. But it is quite interesting that they didn't start using it until then. I mean, let's see. JP used their Twitter basically from the start, and they joined in November of 2015, which is very early on in Dokkan's life cycle. When was Dokkan released? Dokkan release date. I assume this is going to tell me global and JP. No, don't. Oh, no, it's doing that. Hold on, I'll find it. Regardless, though, those were basically the main avenues. Wow. July 30th, 2015 was when the game came out.
Yeah, 5 years. Sounds about right.
Interesting. And on global, it was July 16th, 2015. Very interesting. Nowadays, though, Dokkan has gotten a lot better at presenting information and giving us a little bit more of a informative experience, I suppose. Not to mention, it also gives a little bit more of a entertaining aspect to presenting the news. Because, I mean, I can definitely tell you that watching the live stream, not just with the boys, you know, and not just with like the whole community, but like watching it and see all the new units presented that way, especially, you know, considering nowadays they literally, like, in some cases make it into a show. You know, like we had with the 5th year anniversary where they had Kakakachidaze performed. And the year before that where we had Dandan Kuruto. It really does feel more like a show than a news presentation in that regard. So it's really interesting to see how it's kind of evolved. They've definitely been doing the live stream thing, though, for Dokkan for a little bit longer. Or for JP, rather, sorry. Because they did a couple. Do you remember when the first one was? Can you recall?
On JP?
Yes.
Wasn't it? It was probably... Was there a live stream for 3rd year? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I think probably 4th year then.
Let me take a look. Let me see if the wiki has some answers for us.
I do probably know on global when their first like actual like delve into like communicating with the community was.
Which would be?
I would think. Well, send me a bit when they did the voting for which Dokkan Fest comes next on global. Where we voted for Tech Hit. But if not that, definitely the Dokkan Now when they did STR Blue Kaioken.
Definitely. Because
they gave us his entire like kit. They teased us for stuff he might do. It was very like it was very good communication. They told us like what events were going to come up and all that. It wasn't just like it's just sure they could have just had that in like in game as like text or whatever, but just the fact they made that into a video and like actually told the people about it, it shows it in a much better light. It shows that they're like willing to like go like they just like talk face to face to the community rather than just putting stuff in the news section.
Agreed. And not only that, I feel like that was a super big deal for global. Just because that was the first, unless I'm tripping, that was the first major global first unit.
Tech It.
Okay, but like, I guess you're right. Yeah. Oh man, Watson. Huh?
Before him was also Go Bros, I think so.
Oh, okay. Well, it felt like it. Okay.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I mean, with how they presented it, definitely did. You're right.
No, 100%. I do think, though, that, I mean, I guess in me saying that, that does also tell both of us that it was definitely the most impactful global first then.
I could agree with that.
And I think that was also partially because of the Dokkan Now as well. I mean, at least for me, I mean, I was excited for it because, you know, I mean, who don't love the homie SSBK, you know what I'm saying? But, like, it definitely felt like a lot bigger of a deal because of that. It felt very grandiose, I think would be a great way to describe it.
Yeah.
I do hope, that they continue to do stuff like that in the future, and frankly,
definitely.
I mean,
I hope Dokkan forever.
Wait, say that again?
I hope Dokkan Now is here for Dokkan forever.
Yeah, that was something nice that they did talk about in this Dokkan Now. It did kind of seem like that they were sort of implying that they were going to do these more consistently.
That would be amazing.
They said something along the lines of, we hear your cries for, more communication, which is nice because, it does show that they keep an eye on the community.
Yeah.
Obviously, when it comes to, games, I mean, regardless of whether people like it or not, a developer can operate without the input of the community. But I definitely feel like that isn't the way to go. I mean, I would think that money-making tactics-wise, you would probably want the people who are actually giving you the money to give their input, so you could continue making money. But regardless, it's super cool to see a game like Dokkan, that's as big as Dokkan, to be able to, do something like this. Because, I mean, there are a lot of big games that don't really have much communication with their player base. Again, I guess it sort of just depends on the developer. But it's very nice to see. It is interesting, too, how they format it, I will say. The differences between the Dokkan Now and the live stream are actually quite interesting, in my opinion.
Yeah.
For one, we obviously have the fact that every single Dokkan Now has not been an actual live stream. It's just been a premiere on YouTube, which I think is interesting. I definitely think that it's not really that big of a deal. That's more so just like a logistics thing. I mean, again, a live stream is just like, the people that are in the live stream are just sitting there, right? Instead of it being pre-recorded. Regardless, it comes out at a certain time. You can watch it live if you want to, and if you don't catch it live, you just watch it later. So that's not really as big of a deal, but I will say I do find the live stream format a little bit more fun, only because then, you have the MCs commentating on the chat, and like sometimes they read the comments and they're like, oh, it's so nice to see all of you in here, and blah, 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 and stuff like that. I don't know. Maybe in my opinion, it feels a little bit more authentic.
Interesting.
Would maybe be the right word. I don't know. Because, I definitely think that when you're doing a live stream like that, you definitely get some energy off of the people who are watching, because like when you're doing something pre-recorded, you're just kind of doing what you usually do when it comes to information sharing. With a live stream, you have to be attentive. You're watching the chat, you're, making sure all of your cues are correct, stuff like that. But it is interesting to see because, again, between the Dokkan Now and the live stream, like I said, the live stream definitely feels more like entertainment most of the time. I mean, this time they didn't have a performer, unfortunately.
Yeah.
That was kind of big sad, I'm going to be honest. I don't really know what song they would have done, but I really hope at some point they have like Toei's in-house band do like some of the Dragon Ball Z music or something.
That'd be cool.
Like they don't even have to have like a singer, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like an orchestra, or I guess it would just be a band.
I will say,
yeah,
I do kind of agree that with the Dokkan Now, it feels more informative than entertainment. And I think, honestly, I feel like as much as I like the Dokkan Nows, I feel like a proper live stream would have been better to coincide with the Japanese version live stream than a Dokkan Now.
Agreed.
Because, I mean, remember they had the little meme in the middle of it where, was the producer?
Oh, yeah, he leaves in the beginning. Yeah. Yeah, he left the global one to go to the JP one.
His people hated it.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Also, you couldn't speak English.
Yeah, I feel like that have been funny doing an actual like live stream setting.
Yeah, like for people who are watching both, you know.
And it also confused me how they did that with the live stream and the video, because I'm pretty sure when the video premiered, the moment he left the global one, he appeared on the live stream.
I mean, they probably just planned that super well.
That's a lot of good planning, though.
True, because I mean, think about it like this, right? They had to pre-record that bit because, again, it's a video and it's not actually a stream. So they just scripted that, and then they had it timed well for the actual stream. He probably they were probably watching the Dokkan Now, and then they gave him a cue, like, all right, go on stage.
Yeah, I could see that.
That would be my guess.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just, I definitely feel if they did a live stream for this, it would have been better, but I feel like Dokkan Now is like, granted, not to say that the Japanese live stream wasn't informative. Granted, we couldn't understand basically anything, but you know, it's just language barrier and all that. But
yeah,
the Dokkan Now is more like kind of to form, even though the homie Mike was tripping over every one of his words and even read up wrong.
Can we talk about that a little bit? Finish your thought first, and then we'll give our thoughts on.
I mean, I think I'm pretty sure that my thought was just going to like how it's Dokkan Now is just more informative than a regular live stream.
I will say, okay, so on the topic of the whole Dokkan Now and the live stream thing, I definitely think that the Dokkan Now was, I don't know, I almost feel like they sort of buttered us up.
I mean, probably.
Well, I mean, like, I don't know, maybe it was just how I interpreted it, but it really felt like, not like they were patronizing us, but it felt like they were just kind of like talking to the Japanese audience, and with the English speaking audience, they were like, oh, what was like the terminology he used? He was like, wow, that passive skill was awesome, you know, or like, wow, what a stellar job from Sho, or like,
I'm pretty sure at the end of the day, it's probably just trying to appeal to the kids.
I know, but it kind of feels like, I don't know. I don't want to say taking it seriously, because that sounds really weird to say when it comes to something like this. But it almost feels like they were like, funny Americans, you know, need the goo goo gaga treatment. I don't know, or maybe that was just the homie Mike.
I will admit he did like no discredit to him at all, but he was a bit of a clown, definitely.
True. I mean, I feel like that also happens, you know, with both sides of the spectrum. It's like, oh, we you know, we're gonna, like, for the people who aren't, you know, like the local people, I guess you would say, we're gonna dumb it down for them. And I know that's like a two-way street type of thing. Like, I know that's happened with you know, our side to their side, but it kind of just felt like that a little bit. Like, it almost felt like it was Americanizing it, I guess is the right way to say it. That was just my opinion, though. I'm not sure.
Hey, man, I don't know.
It is what it is, you know. Regardless, though, it's still cool to see that they're even doing something at all, obviously. I do think, though, that the Dokkan Now is cool. I think that for big celebrations, they could do live streams for global. Granted, I guess they would still need to get multiple people.
I wouldn't say just big big celebrations. Probably mainly if it's a dual celebration. I feel like it would flow better. But I mean, live streams for a big celebration would be better.
I mean, I will say, I think it's interesting that they don't just like translate the Japanese stream. Like, you know how when it comes to Nintendo Directs, they always just like, it's the same thing most of the time, and they just have someone well, okay, I guess that's not. Well,
I will say, if you want my opinion on that, I honestly feel like if they did do that, it would almost feel like less genuine to the global player base.
True.
Because and at least with the Dokkan Now, it is from the basically the global producers of the game, the translators, whatever you want to call them.
Mm-hmm.
And it is them doing them showing us the information and all that. And obviously for the Japanese side, it's it's those developers or producers or however you would want to call them.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like if they just translated only one of them, I feel like it would leave the other feeling like basically like how a lot of people still think of global, like the stepchild that the parent doesn't favor, if you get what I mean.
Yeah. No, I can agree with that. You're right. I think that would make it feel a little bit disingenuous. Yeah. It is interesting to me though, the different way that they format it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It definitely feels like though a different vibe between the two.
Oh no, 100% agreed. Yeah.
I wish that I don't know. I wish that like they had someone who knew what they were talking about.
Dang.
I was trying to think of how to say that. Well, I mean, like, okay, no offense to the homie Mike, but clearly, you know, that wasn't somebody who either A, played Dokkan or B, just watched Dragon Ball. Like,
fair.
He literally said the Majin Buu saga, bro. And, you know, he mispronounced a bunch of different things in Dragon Ball. And, like, again, it's not like that's a bad thing in the grand scheme of things because, you know, it's just probably some intern who was like, hey, we're going to have you be on the live stream and you're going to be the MC. All right, cool. You know, but at the same time, at least from my perspective, when it comes to something that is, you know, as close to your heart as a series like Dragon Ball, and not to mention in the grand scheme of things, pretty important fictional work in our world, it's just like not offensive, but it's just sort of disappointing, I guess, that they wouldn't just take the time to, you know, find a homie who can pronounce Majin right. You know what I mean? It's just a little bit disappointing in that regard. I'm sure that the guy was doing his best, and, you know, again, no offense to the boy Mike, but I mean, I always think too that whenever I'm presented with something like that, and you can tell that the person clearly knows what they're talking about, it's more of an enjoyable viewing experience for the viewer as well. Like, definitely when it comes to Pokemon stuff like that, or like, you know, the Nintendo ones, like you can tell for the most part in like the Nintendo Direct. Granted, there's been a couple of times where I hear the guy say something and I'm like, but like for the most part, like the guy who usually translates who does he usually translate? There's one other guy besides Bill Trinan that usually does a lot of the translating at Nintendo, but like you can tell that they A, know how to pronounce the words, B, know what they're talking about, and C, you know, they give the impression at least that they definitely care about the information that they're presenting to you, you know, which I think is important because obviously in a game like this, especially a game where you're, you know, not really confirmed to get, you know, the new shiny toy, you definitely want your player base to be as pleased as possible, I guess would be the right way to put it. So at least for me, that was a little bit disappointing. And to be fair, have they done something like the homie Mike before?
No, actually. The previous Dokkan Now, I'm pretty sure it was just they were speaking in Japanese and it was a translator. I believe, if anything. Also, I want to say, if you feel like that, how can you say for sure the same applies to the Japanese live stream?
What do you mean?
Well, with how if you feel like Because you were saying like basically how you felt the little things you said like mispronouncing Majin and all that stuff. Basically, like dampened the experience you felt.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't that also dampen the experience not understanding anything they said with the Japanese live stream?
Are you saying from the perspective of like I know Japanese, or our perspective where we can't understand?
Well, our perspective.
Well,
I want to know how you feel about it, if anything.
No, you're definitely right. I mean, it's a little bit different because you go, if you're, our side where we don't understand Japanese, unless you're the boxer Goresh, you go into the stream knowing that you're not going to be hearing probably any English, maybe a little bit. And you kind of already have that expectation that you're like, okay, I'm going to need to follow along through, the visuals and, kind of try and pick up little bits and pieces here and there. And, also obviously, well, the video, I guess that's the same as the visuals. And the other thing is too, I guess speaking more so from the perspective of like, if we could understand the language, I mean, it's literally the producers of the game sitting there, and B, I don't think the lady is a producer. I could be wrong on that though, but she's been on a couple of the streams already. So she clearly knows what she's talking about. I mean, the woman literally wore an orange shirt for Goku.
Fair enough.
So, I don't know. It feels a lot more genuine, I guess, having, that sort of presentation.
I just personally just feel it a bit ironic that what you feel is more genuine is what we don't understand.
No, I agree.
But no, I do understand what you mean, though. I mean, it feels more professional in a way, too.
Agree. Yes, that too.
Yeah.
And I think it's also more so, again, I mean, we don't understand Japanese, so it's like, we're not going into the live stream with the expectation of being able to understand anything. And I mean, technically, I suppose in the grand scheme of things, we're supposed to just watch the Dokkan now. I mean, they obviously know that that's not going to, happen, but
yeah,
it's just because the language is meant for us to understand. And I feel like if the language isn't presented, like you said, in a professional manner, and at least get a homie who knows what it's right, it doesn't, I guess, professional. Yeah. I don't know. I think I'm repeating myself at this point.
You're fine.
But that's just, it's not actually a theory. That the joke doesn't apply here. Well, how do you feel about that then?
Of what exactly?
Well, everything I just said. About the homie Mike, I guess.
I don't know. I definitely felt that what bugged me more than anything is not how he tried to like basically just sell the product, because at the end of the day, what you're trying to do, and I'm pretty sure the Japanese side also did it. It's just we didn't understand how they were trying to sell it, because obviously neither of us speak Japanese.
I mean, it is a really good way to put it though, because I feel like putting it that way, trying to sell us something, is perfect, because he's literally just using the flavorful language to make it seem like it's more appealing,
I will say what bothered me the most is that, how basically on the live stream they had like their scripts in front of them? I feel like he didn't even have a script on him.
I think it was just behind the camera.
Well, because he basically misread a whole part of Boo's passive saying he dodged.
That is true.
Which, that's funny enough, that's what bugged me the most, because
that's misinformation.
You're obviously trying to sell a product, and at the same time, it was still there on the screen. So you could have just read it, but I feel it's like, and there was also the part where with Vegeto's super attacks, he said extreme and supreme damage, which probably might have been him saying like for like those pop out words like whoa, extreme, supreme, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But those are not the modifiers, basically. Maybe I'm thinking too deep into this now.
No, you're right.
But I just feel like that definitely shows more like not, I guess, unprofessional in a way, but maybe more unprepared.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like those mistakes shouldn't. Well, I can't say shouldn't be made because everybody always makes mistakes, but I feel like that maybe should have been rehearsed, if anything, especially if it's a video.
Mm-hmm. And I
But
mean,
yeah, that's mainly my issue with the Dokkan now, personally.
Also, that's a perfect point. I didn't even think about that. It's pre-recorded. They could have just edited that.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
I mean, like I said, we're both not trying to dog on Dokkan out.
We're just giving our thoughts. You know,
appreciated. I feel like, especially considering with Dokkan out, it's only the third one.
Mm-hmm.
So they definitely, it's the third one, and the first one was last year.
True.
So they haven't been doing them that often.
Which I think that's something they could definitely improve on as well.
Yeah, they could definitely do that. Maybe like once per celebration, like a short one, maybe like a 5-minute one, just showcasing the new unit or something. That would be cool. But in fact, they could do that for JP too, honestly.
I mean, heck, they could even do those little promotional videos. Like, you know how when we were watching, I made the joke that I was like, oh, Super Vegeto's in Smash, because it's like Super Vegito joins the battle or whatever.
Something like that would be amazing. Just upload that and have like a link to it in the game. That would be amazing.
And they really only do those for
the like, big celebrations.
And actually, Toshi is clapping his hands right now, bro, because that's actually something that Legends does. Every single time there's a new unit, they have the brand new unit super attack pop up in the little like pop-up news when you first log in.
True.
And then if you don't want to see it, you can just turn it off too.
Yeah.
So that could be something nice that they do.
Yeah, I definitely feel like with Dokkan now, it's very good. They need to refine it a little bit because, especially with this one, probably because they had it where it's probably because you might be right that Mike probably didn't know as much about Dokkan because he probably was just maybe one of the translators there, if anything.
Maybe, yeah.
And it's also the fact that I'm pretty sure the previous ones have to go back and look. It was the actual translator themselves. They were just speaking Japanese, but it had the text in English, and or a person translated in English. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I feel like I don't know. I want to say a bit sloppy, but like it definitely could have been refined a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And sadly, I can't really comment on the Japanese live stream with that because I didn't. Funny enough, I will say that one time, the one time on the Japanese live stream where the guy was reading Vegeto's passive and kind of just forgot the line.
Yeah, so like, he recovered it though, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
That was good to see. It was good to see that he picked up the slack there.
But yeah, so I mean, for a live stream, it makes more sense because obviously you're doing it live, but especially for a video, I feel like it could have been a bit more refined, if anything.
Yeah,
I still enjoyed it.
Oh yeah.
I enjoyed being forcibly sold a product.
I mean, I do think too that Dokkan now could definitely take a page out of the Japanese live stream in terms of the entertainment. I mean, I don't know what they would do, but I do feel like that. I mean, I suppose the point of the live stream is to give you information. But at the same time, I definitely think that they could do some like fun little thing in the middle, you know? Because I mean, like, obviously, you know, everyone who's watching the stream is a little bit different. You know me, like, as much as I like to know what the units do, obviously, you know, being the funny PNG man, you know, it's like, I mean, I just kind of like the animation. I'm going to suffer for it whether whether it, you know, has a billion attack or not.
Yeah, I understand that.
And so, like, for me, sitting there, you know, like, watching them just kind of talk about the passives and whatnot, like, obviously it's interesting. It's information that I want to know. But it's like, after reading through the passive of 4 units, I'm like, all right, bro, I think I need a break.
Yeah.
You know, I
will say... go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I think the performances are always a nice way of segmenting that and giving the viewer a break like that.
Yeah. I feel like, if anything, this is the weird... Probably... Because this Dokkan now is like half an hour, you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
The actual video.
Almost 2.
The other ones have only been 10 minutes, and they only really talk about one unit. So I feel like, especially in a like, because the other Dokkan now felt more like free flowing because it was just the two people just talking with each other, and then we had the translator.
Mm-hmm.
But for this, he was kind of like just sitting back in a way.
True.
Especially because I'm pretty sure the guy was also new, because they had mentioned that the previous one who was on the Dokkan now I don't know if they said he retired or something, or he just
he's a former producer.
Yeah. So I think he probably just stepped down for now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I don't know. I definitely feel like this one was more information based than just kind of like I guess clowning around between two of the producers.
Well, I mean, that's what made the SSBK one so fun. I believe it was the SSBK one. Remember, there's literally the clip that came from that. When like they showed the essay and the homie was like, Kakui! And he was so excited. And I was like, dude, this man is literally wild. Yeah, I think you're thinking of Dokkan Now 1.
Yeah, I think so. Here, click that real quick. Does it show?
Yeah, because Dokkan Now 1 had both of the boys chilling there. It was literally the guy who left this current live stream and the guy who was the former producer. So that was quite interesting to see.
Yeah, so they were just speaking Japanese. They had the subtitles.
Yeah, and then for the Bardock one, that was the one where it was the former producer, and he was he seemed like super passionate, I will say, which is very cool to see. Yeah, because I remember the clip had all the figures in front.
I will say, I personally would like them to return back to the actual producers talking, even if they have to do subtitles.
Mm-hmm.
That's personally me, which I guess is kind of ironic because.
Of what you said before, yeah.
I did just say that if they did the chat with the actual Japanese developers and have it just subtitled, it would feel disingenuous. But I mean, these are the ones working on the global version, so I guess it is a bit different. But...
Well, I think what you mainly meant there was that like it would feel more disingenuous if it was literally the Japanese live stream just translated.
That's true.
Yeah, this is literally the global devs sitting down and being like, hello, global players,
Yeah.
So a little bit different in that regard, because obviously it's like the specific audience he's tailoring to.
So I guess at the end of the day, the reason why this Dokkan Now felt off is probably because they tried something really different with an actual translator than just text.
Yeah.
Which I have to respect them trying something different. It's only the third one, so there's a lot of room to change it, if anything.
100%. And again, you're right, it was a lot longer, too.
Yeah. They should definitely do it more often, though. We need, I feel like they should do it for, if not every, I would say every new Dokkan Fest would be cool, but I feel like maybe it would be a bit too much. I don't know.
You're right.
Because that's like one every 2 weeks almost.
True. And plus a lot of the time when it's like those smaller celebrations. But then again, I feel like that would get people a little bit more excited.
True, and especially if you do it like before a data download. That would be how you
reveal their own information. I know.
I think that would be better for JP more than anything, because obviously Global has the stuff we already know, but you know what I mean.
And I mean, keep in mind as well, that's also, a bunch more content based around the Dokkan Now of people reacting to it, i.e. more people excited about it.
Funny enough, I think what you said can be done the opposite way too. You said that the Gold Dokkan team should do more live streams. I feel like the Japanese Dokkan team could do more Dokkan Nows.
I mean, they haven't done one at all.
Well, think about it. If they did basically a small video showcasing the new unit before it even gets released in game, and before it even gets leaked or anything, can you imagine how hyped that would be?
True.
I feel like that could be a very good thing to take from the global side.
Even if they announced, I don't know. I do think that they could do some Dokkan Now stuff without even maybe this wouldn't be such a good idea, because then you can't get people mark your calendar type of meme. But if they just dropped it out of nowhere for smaller celebrations.
Yeah, that's what I mean, something like that.
Yeah, we're just like, hey, here's the video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a notification in game, at reset.
Yeah.
And it's just a video. I'll link to a YouTube video.
That would be sick.
Unit.
That would be awesome.
That would be cool, yeah.
Yeah, and then everybody's like, wait, huh, bro? That would be awesome.
Yeah.
There is one more thing that we didn't really talk about, though, in terms of communication with the community that is actually not even related to the live streams at all.
Really?
And that would be the surveys, actually.
Oh, true. That's very true.
Yeah, we have had more recently than anything A lot of different surveys. When did that start? Like,
I want to say maybe around JP's fifth year. I don't know.
Was there one before that?
I don't know, actually.
Let me see if I could find some information on the wiki.
That's also another thing I just realized that also counts as very good communication in a way. All the social media stuff.
I mean, we did kind of talk about the Twitter account,
but like not even that. Like all the stuff they announced in game, like for the worldwide campaign, they have all the missions that we had to do every day for stones, every day for the countdown. That's just promoting people to be active on their Twitter, to show like feedback and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I didn't even really think about it that way, but you're right. It's just more interaction with the game's official social medias.
Yeah.
Even
every little bit helps with communication. It's very nice.
That's true. I know that they definitely obviously did one for 5th year.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find. I saw something that was here in the thank you celebration, but I don't see it now. Is there a survey here? Is that what part of this was? Oh yeah, there was a Dokkan now for Trunks and Zamasu, wasn't there?
Was there?
Interesting. Yeah, that had to be afterward.
Interesting.
Yeah, I know that. Let's see. Oh, Christmas, was there one? Yeah, I think they did one. Did they not do one for SSVK?
I honestly would not remember. I'm sorry about that.
Interesante. Regardless, though, they've definitely been doing a lot more of the surveys and whatnot. Oh, they did one for 300 mil. Okay, there you go.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. That thank you survey.
Yeah, that was it.
It's always nice to be able to see, though, that they, are taking that feedback. Because, of course, like I said before, I mean, it is literally the people who are funding your game who you're getting the feedback from, which I think is kind of important. But it also just shows that, they genuinely do care about our opinion. At least it seems like it. I mean, again, I suppose you could just, if you really want to be, pessimistic about it, I suppose you could just be like, oh, it just kind of wraps in back to them like, well, we'll make them the most money and stuff like that. But
I mean, yeah, but that can be said about so many things.
Also, too, a lot of the things that they discuss in the surveys aren't necessarily, I would say, money oriented. Like, they talk a lot about, like, different in-game events and stuff like that in the surveys, and not just like, they obviously talk about the summons, but they talk about a lot of the in-game events and like campaign missions and just the campaigns in general. I mean, they even, funny enough, talking about the communication, this is like a big I suppose the biggest thing that links back into our topic here is that they do ask in the surveys, at least they have recently, how do you feel, the communication is, and where do you usually get your news, and how do you feel about Dokkan now and stuff like that. So they are definitely showing that not just that they care about communicating with their fan base, but they also care about hearing about the communication between them and the player base.
No, you're definitely right.
Yeah, which is very cool to see, because again, it definitely hasn't been like that until more recently.
Yeah.
And I mean, to be fair, that is partially Dokkan's doing, but also I think it's more of a common thing nowadays when it comes to games for the developer to be more open like that.
Yeah.
I mean, if we take something like Smash into consideration, right? Nowadays with Smash, with it, well, because I think no, I guess they did do a little bit of a presentation, but it's definitely a lot more akin to what Dokkan does now with the Smash Ultimate DLC presentations, because with Smash Ultimate, it's literally Sakurai himself, the creator of Smash, introducing every new character, showcasing them himself, and, talking about, well, the game in general, some history about the character, different things related to the DLC, so on and so forth. But
that's a good example of communication, actually.
Yeah.
How it of how it evolved.
Because before they used to just like introduce it in a little like Smash, Nintendo Direct, or like they have Sakurai say some stuff, but they just give like a little promo video and they wouldn't really like dissect the character. But now literally Sakurai's like, yeah, bro, here's my latest invention, which is really cool to see. So, that is, I think, definitely more of a commonplace thing in gaming in general nowadays, with the developer directly talking to them. And I mean, of course, with the evolution of the internet and how easy live streaming is now, I mean, literally just make a Twitch account and punch in your stream key to OBS. So yeah, it's very cool to see regardless. I hope that they keep it up in the future. As much as I know we were dogging on the homie Mike and for all the mistakes and whatnot, 100% it's so much appreciated that
we're only human after all.
Yes, that they're
cue that song.
That was not the I don't know.
Yeah.
Regardless though, it's cool to see that they're making the effort for it, and I definitely applaud them for that. And I'd much rather have the homie Mike pronouncing Majin as Majin than, no homie Mike at all. So I think that's basically everything. Any other thoughts, my pink friend?
I am Majin Buu. That is all.
Yikes, bro. This was another one of our more free flow episodes, so I hope you guys did enjoy it. Occasionally we have these episodes where we have like very focused bullet points, and occasionally we have these episodes where it's literally just like
vibing.
Yeah, literally just vibing. Me and Kayvon just kind of having a conversation and seeing where it goes based off of the topic. So hope you guys definitely enjoyed this. I know we most certainly did.
Comments what you think too.
Yes, definitely let us know what you think about their communication with Majin. Yeah, let us know what you think of the homie Mike.
Yeah,
for sure. And let us know too how you think that they could improve the live streams as well.
Definitely.
That'll be very interesting to see how they do going forward. I suppose that the next Dokkan Now or big live stream would be, I don't even know. Not for a fat minute, if anything.
Probably not.
Maybe Christmas.
Maybe.
Because it seems like they are doing them for Annies and download celebrations.
True.
So it'll be quite interesting to see when the next one is. I mean, obviously we have that kind of a guarantee for us there, but the Japanese one won't be until like next year for the anniversary, obviously. So
yeah,
that'll be quite interesting. I do hope that they do it more consistently, though. I really do.
Same here.
Because I think that would be cool. And I mean, again, it's just more enjoyment. And heck, they could just monetize the video, bro.
Bro, Galaxy Brain.
The Galaxy Brain. They have monetization on their channel. Yeah. Bro, exactly. Spit News got money, bro. I wish we could do that. That'd be real nice. Yo, Mr. Akatsuki, take notes, bro.
No, that's funny. But anyway,
that is going to do it from all of us here at the Extreme Z Podcast. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Again, let us know your thoughts about everything in the comments section below. Don't forget to, do all the funny promotion stuff, like, sub, join the Discord, Twitter, all that stuff. Yeah, I know.
Bell.
Click the bell. Yeah, there you go, bro. Shameless. Let's go. Well, anyway, from all of us here at the Extreme Z Podcast, we will see you in the next one.
Take care, everyone.